Hi, everybody. Welcome back to day 10 of our Advent calendar on the Come Off Conqueror show. I'm your host, Bonnie, and day 10 is all about praying and writing about your boundaries. Ooh, buddy. Boundaries is kind of an interesting topic. Some people don't like boundaries, they think that they're too restrictive, but boundaries isn't a wall. That's not what it means. It's more like a gate. You decide when and how you let people into your space. That's what a boundary is. And boundaries are actually a righteous thing. Jesus himself set boundaries, right? Remember when he turned over the tables in the temple and got mad at everybody for selling things and doing stuff at the temple? He went off by himself many times to go rest and rejuvenate. He rebuked people. He set out laws and commandments. Yeah, those are boundaries. God is a God of boundaries, and he wants us to protect and love each other, and we do that through respectful interactions. The scripture that went along with today is actually a typo on the printout. Sorry about that. So let me show you what the real scripture is for today. It actually comes from Proverbs 25:28. And I pulled it from this amazing devotion blog article that Lisa Turkhurst wrote. I'll link to it down below. She wrote about a year ago, and it's really, really, really good. It's all about how to draw healthy boundaries and using the Bible to help you do that. But the scripture is, like a city whose walls are broken through is a person who lacks self-control. So we need to have boundaries with ourselves before we can have boundaries with other people. And I really love what she wrote here. She tells a story about how she asked her counselor to help her process how she finally got to a place where she could say, enough, no more betrayal, no more being lied to, no more being wounded. And she said, I wondered if that moment is when I became broken. But then he said, no, Lisa, that is the moment that you declared you were healing. Because sometimes no more means doing the work to fight for the relationship. By implementing good boundaries, each person can be held accountable to healthier relational patterns. The rest of it is really, really good too. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm going to let you guys do that on your own. But she's right. Healthy boundaries allow us to have healthy relationships. So, what are some things that you might need to do to have healthier relationships? There's a worksheet that can help you discover that. That is in the printout, which you can download for free. And the link down below, the Holiday Survival Guide. So here's the worksheet. It's called Setting Your Boundaries, and it's by a woman named Emma Reedy. I got this worksheet from the Heart Centered Life Coaching Institute that I'm a part of. And it's really, really helpful. The first step is to draw 3 circles, okay? And the first circle is your circle. This is, what are your truths? What are your beliefs? Again, that kind of goes back to the core values that we did on day 1, if you remember that. So what are your truths? Who are you? What do you want? What do you need? Your truths are also your beliefs, your desires, and your boundaries, okay? And this circle, your job is to know your truth and to keep people out of your circle, right? Not let people invade your space. When you hear something that doesn't resonate with your truth, you can kick it out and say, I don't need to believe that. I don't need to accept it. I don't need to bring it into my life. That doesn't mean that we're closed-minded, right? And we don't listen to truth. It means that we keep the spirit with us so that we can have the gift of discernment to tell us what is truth and whether or not you need to embrace it and let it go into your circle, okay? The second circle is your relationship circle. This is where you express your truth and how you invite other people into this circle with a conversation. So when you state your truth, You might be asking for something that you need or you want, setting the boundaries, or expressing feelings. So you ask yourself, what do I need to express in my relationship? And what do I need to feel secure to express my truth? Right? This used to be really, really hard for me. And for anyone who's endured any sort of abuse trauma, they'll understand, especially if you've been manipulated and gaslit, which is where people don't um, listen to you. They stop you from talking. They tell you you're crazy, things like that. So if you've endured any of that, this can be really, really challenging. And you may need to speak with a therapist or a life coach or somebody about expressing your truth and learning how to do that in a safe way and doing it so that you feel like you'll be heard and you'll be received. And with that being said, you also need to express your boundaries in a loving and compassionate way, realizing that the people that you're communicating with also have boundaries and also have needs and also have feelings, right? This isn't all about you. This is about having compassion for yourself and for others. Okay. And then there's the other circle. And this is where you realize I do not have any control here, right? Like people have their agency, their free will. They can make up their own minds and do what they want to do. And it is your job to stay out of that circle, to not interfere with people's agency. So what it says here is we can get in other circles when we try to change how they think and how they feel. It is not our responsibility to change their behavior, to manipulate, or to control how that person is feeling. So sometimes that can be really hard if you are a parent, for example. When they're young, right, it is your job to teach them and to help them, right? But if you're a parent to older sibling or if you're a parent to older kids, your job is to help teach them and guide them, but ultimately their decisions are their own. And we need to respect their boundaries and their decisions as well. So I hope that this worksheet is helpful for you. There's some more questions that can help you further that along that are really beneficial, but I've already talked a lot today. So I'll let you do this worksheet on your own. If you have any questions about that or feel like you need some extra support, I am taking clients, so I'm totally more than willing to chat with you about your boundaries and help you figure out what needs to be expressed and what your truths are and how to set those. We can do this together. Sometimes it's a lot more beneficial to do this with a friend or with somebody who can kind of see your blind spots and help point out things that you might not see. So if you'd like to chat, go ahead and schedule an appointment with me down below. Otherwise, I can't wait to talk with you guys about this in our Facebook group. Please join our community so we can keep the conversation going. Like, subscribe, comment on the videos. All those things really help grow our channel and help get the good word out. So thank you so much for being here and supporting us. And I love you all. And I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow.